Hey everyone, Brittany here, and today we're going to talk about what is personal mindset. Okay, so before we do this, if you are watching me on YouTube, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like so that you get notified anytime new videos come on. If you are not on YouTube after this, hop on over to YouTube, search my name, Brittany A. Brown, then do the same thing, like and subscribe. All right, so what is personal mindset? So when I think about this, the first thing that pops in my mind is when my very first year teaching, I was labeled as ineffective. And basically it's the teacher observation rating system. So you have like highly effective, effective, partially effective, and ineffective. So I basically got the lowest rank. Um, and we could go into all of the reasons why and all that, and we're not going to. Um, but like, that was crushing. I remember I knew it was coming. Okay, kinda. I kinda knew it was coming, right? Um, but it was still like soul crushing in the sense that like it was a hard blow to take being a new teacher right out of college, doing my student teaching, get my first job, and within like the first 2 months, like, yeah, you're not a great teacher. And so after that meeting, I think can't remember if I was at the end of the day or like midday, but I just remember going back to my classroom and like crying my eyes out. My teammate actually it must have been after school, but my teammate at the time actually came in to introduce me to his dad who was in town, and I was like embarrassed because I was like ugly crying at my desk, like what is even happening? And the reason I bring that up is having this label as ineffective really put a cloud over my head and really affected my personal mindset, right? So when I think about personal mindset, a lot of times, like where I feel mindset got really big was, I believe her name is Carol Dweck, wrote a book all about mindset, and it was really focused on growth mindset, the ability to like change our thoughts around growing. And basically, there's like two categories: there's fixed mindset and there's growth mindset, right? Fixed mindset is like you're born with it, it's innate. You either have it or you don't, right? And then there's growth mindset of like it's not just black and white. You can learn things, you can grow, right? You can get new experiences. And so that's where a lot of mindset work came from. And for my experience, I kind of dabbled into it a little bit in the educational field because we were trying to teach kids like, no, you're not just a good reader or a bad reader, good at math, not good at math, right? Like those are skills you learn. Um, so personal mindset, right? So I kind of break mindset up into different chunks. So I kind of think there's like the growth mindset with the is learning, money mindset, like what do we think about money, right? And then personal mindset. And basically, for me, personal mindset is how do you feel about yourself? Right. So let's dig that. We're going to dig into that just a little bit deeper because it's more just how do I feel about myself? What are my thoughts about myself? What am I telling myself? What does that inner voice tell me? Right? Like what's that track that's on repeat? And that is really what personal mindset is about. How do you feel about yourself? What are your thoughts? And what do you say to yourself? Right? Is it like I was in the habit of like, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Right. And then, getting labeled as an effective teacher, it's like, oh, I'm a terrible teacher. What am I even doing? I went to college for 4 years. I student taught without any income coming in. Now look at me. I'm a terrible teacher. And our mindset equates that to I'm a terrible person, right? And so that's what personal mindset. It's the way we think about ourselves, the way we talk about ourselves, the way we feel, and our thoughts become our reality, right? Because our thoughts shape our motivation and our actions, and that shapes our reality. And so it's so important to think about and be aware of personal mindset, because that shapes what we do, that shapes the opportunities we take, the changes we make, um, and the things we don't do, the actions we don't take, right? And it all comes down to what we say about ourselves or what we even think about ourselves. And that's so important, especially if you're trying to make different choices and go in a different direction or a different path, to know and be aware of, is this really true, or is this just where my mindset is at? And so making a change or changing directions or choosing to change your life starts with that mindset, right? Because it starts with, how do I feel about myself? What am I saying to myself? And how can I change that? Right. So you really need to become aware of that. Luckily, um, I we talk about this in my group and community, talking about how you're like, okay, Brittany, yeah, I get it. I get what personal mindset is. I get why it's important, but what do I do about it? Like, what do I do if my personal mindset is not in a great place? And that's actually what we talk about, um, that and more, right? Of how we can create a personal mindset that helps us move forward, helps us grow and expand versus contracting, right? Um, and so if that sounds like you, go ahead and hop in there. If not, no big deal. So yeah, so luckily, um, I by the end of the year, you'll be happy to know that I went from ineffective to effective. And the next year, I was actually labeled highly effective. And I think a lot of that was work around, okay, getting labeled ineffective. There were a lot of things that were out of my control, and really analyzing that, right? There were things that I was responsible for. There were things that I was not responsible for, but were placed on me. And there were a lot of other situations and things that were out of my control, um, that led to that decision, but that didn't affect me as a person or me as a teacher. And it takes a really strong personal mindset to be able to work through those hurdles like that, um, in any career or position or job, of basically being told that you can't do your job at all, to not taking it as like it's just a job and it's not just me, right? All right. So there you guys go. That's what personal mindset is. Um, Let me know what you think or how yours is, or if you have anything to add, or how you would define personal mindset. Alrighty, that's it for me. Um, I will see you guys next time. You have a great day.